Have you ever noticed how one small thought can ignite a wildfire of anxiety inside you? Have you ever asked yourself why the mind insists on clinging to every word, every look, every possibility, until you feel like you're burning from the inside out? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to explore one of the most liberating teachings of the Diamond Suit, or is the practice of not clinging to appearances. At first it might sound abstract, but in reality, it is a key that can extinguish the fire of anxiety that so often consumes us. By learning not to hold on to every impression, a judgment, or story our mind creates, we can free ourselves from cycles of worry and step into a calm that has always been available. The essence of today's journey is this: appearances deceive, and our suffering comes not from what we see, but from the way we cling to what we see. And my promise to you is that by the end of this video, you'll understand not just the idea, but the practice of letting go, so that your heart can rest even when life feels overwhelming. How appearances create anxiety. Let's begin with a common scene. You receive a short text from a friend. We need to talk. Your stomach twists, or mind spins. What did I do wrong? Did I offend them? Are they angry with me? Hours pass and your anxiety grows like flames feeding on dry wood. But then you finally meet, and it turns out they just wanted to ask your advice. The suffering you felt wasn't from the words themselves, it was from the stories you clung to about those words. Isn't this the trap we all fall into? Appearances arise in every moment. Someone's frown, a delayed reply, a tone of voice, and almost instantly the mind leaps to conclusions. The attached stories, judgments, fears. That attachment is the spark that lights the fire of anxiety. The teaching of not cling. The Diamond Sutra tells us where there is form, there is deception. If you see appearances as appearances, you see the Tathagata. What does this mean? It means that suffering comes not from appearances themselves, but from mistaking them for solid truth. Not clinging is not denial. It doesn't mean pretending appearances don't exist. It means recognizing them as passing, impermanent, incomplete. Frown may not mean anger. Silence may not mean rejection. Failure may not mean your life is ruined. By refusing to freeze appearances into absolute truths, you free yourself. Isn't it amazing that the same appearance that once terrified you can lose its power the moment you stop clinging to it? Stories of release through letting go. Take Rachel, a young woman haunted by social anxiety. Every time she walked into a room, she believed everyone was judging her. She clung to every glance, every whisper, and she learned to say to herself, "Hey, appearances are not the truth." Just slowly she began to see that most people were absorbed in their own worries. Her anxiety faded, not because the world changed, but because she stopped clinging to shadows. Or think of James, a man devastated after being laid off. At first, he saw it as the end of his worth. But over time, practicing non-clinging, he realized the layoff was just one appearance in a larger story. It opened space for a new career he had long dreamed of. What once looked like ruin became opportunity. Aren't these reminders that appearances are like mirage, so they look real, but the moment you stop chasing them, you find freedom? Practical ways to practice not cling. So how can you practice this in daily life? First, to pause when appearances arise. Before you react to that frown, that silence, that unexpected change, pause. Breathe. Is this the whole truth, or just an appearance? Second, to name the story. If you receive a vague message and feel panic, say to yourself, "Hey, this is my story about the message, and not the message itself." And naming it creates distance. Third, to release with breath. Inhale the appearance, exhale the story. Remind yourself that both will pass. Fourth, a return to presence. Focus on what is here, not what your mind invents. The chair beneath you, the breath in your body, the sound of the world. Reality in this moment is always lighter than the stories we cling to. From anxiety to calm. Over time, practicing not clinging transforms anxiety into spaciences. Situations still arise, appearances still come, but they no longer burn you. You see them for what they are, shadows, reflections, passing clouds. Isn't it extraordinary that freedom doesn't come from controlling the world, but from releasing your grip on the illusions your mind builds about the world. Reflection before we end. So let me ask you, what appearance are you clinging to right now that fuels your anxiety? Is it someone's opinion, a past mistake, a future fear? What would happen if you let it go, if you saw it as a passing shadow rather than a fixed truth? The Diamond Sutra invites us to live lightly, to let appearances be appearances, without giving them the weight of destiny. That is how we extinguish the fire of anxiety, not by fighting the flames, but by refusing to feed them. Invite you to try this today. Choose one appearance that triggers you, and instead of chasing it, whisper, "Hey, this is just an appearance," and notice the calm that follows. Share your experience in the comments below, because your story may help someone else step out of the fire. And don't forget to like and subscribe and support this channel so we can continue sharing wisdom that turns suffering into freedom. Thank you for watching this video.
Before you leave, here's something special. In Buddhism, we believe that every encounter carries a deeper meaning. Would you like to discover your true soul connection, the one written into your destiny? Take the Soulmate Test today and unveil the hidden truths of your journey. Click the link below and begin your path now.
http://soulmate. You wisdom more, come, white.